Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutler Outdoors, a Cold Steel SRK and CPM 3V rendition, if you will. Long overdue rendition, if I do say so myself. Before we get into it, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everything. The number I want to focus on is 0, because anything over that is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. We're back to blue over here. We support Leo all to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. Well, we do, because we have. We accept responsibility, and finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, here's the deal, guys. This might be the most long overdue video in knife review history. Every swinging dick on the lines reviewed this knife. So now it's my turn. This is my favorite, hands down favorite, cold steel fixed blade. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. I love every single thing about it. Let me give you some specs. Now these are going to be straight. There's the balance point. This is going to be straight off of their website. It's 8.8 ounces, which is not bad for a fixed blade. 5 millimeters thick. The handle length is 4 3/4 inches. Now that inner grip, which is incredibly important, is 4 1/8. It's the Crayex handle, which means it's rubber with some knobbies. It's CPM 3V. The blade length is 6 inches. The overall length is 10 3/4 inches. It is a fixed blade. And this one was made in Italy, and it is a clip point. I absolutely adore it. Now, the SRK is one of their oldest. And let me just read you what they got on their website. Survival and rescue operations demand a versatile knife able to withstand the most extreme conditions. Simply put, the Cold Steel SRK survival rescue knife was designed specifically with this in mind. A popular knife with military and tactical law enforcement personnel, the SRK is the standard issue knife of the Navy SEALs for their buds training. Now, I've heard that before, I've read that before, and I don't think they'd put it online if it wasn't true, or I'd hope they not, because, you know, everything on the internet's real. Here's the deal. I absolutely adore the SRK. I have this one. I have one in V1. I used to have one in SK5. I will again, because that might have been my favorite. I love Italian-made knives. I love cold steel. Let's talk about a few things. It comes with their standard sheath, the Securex sheath, which is pretty much Kydex, and it has a nylon strap on it. At 8.8 ounces, it's not heavy. It carries very well. Now, this isn't as much a full review or full demonstration as much as it is an overview, okay? Again, I love this knife, and when I can get out back to the studio, back to the woods, I'll take it and we'll do another one. The knife performed insanely well. This is that steel belted sandblast hose. We did the John Peters stab test. Now, let me say this. On that stab test, it got 4 pieces solid of 1/4 inch sidewall of a tire. Again, steel belted. Went straight through it. One of the better stabbing knives I've had, but of course it's got that clip point, and it looks a little bit reinforced. 5 millimeters thick for a knife this size that's this slicey is a pretty thick knife. I believe it's a hidden tang. Somebody can tell me in the comments about that. I'm sure you will. That's what people love doing. I want you to see the edge. Now listen, this is not the factory edge. This is an edge DJ Horn put on it. And if you're new here and you're saying, Scab, this knife's old, yeah, I know. The channel focuses on knives. We focus on function of knives. I'm not being smart there. This is my favorite cold steel fixed blade, and I don't know why. I honest to God don't know why I haven't done something with it before. The what do we call it, Crayex handle? Honestly, well, there you go, Scab. There's good hands. That Crayex stuck right in there. Now, it's actually pretty comfortable in hand. Now, we're going to do a video, and of course, now, again, we talked about retooling the channel a little bit. So we're going to do some day trips. We're going to do some different stuff. I bring that up because I'm going to start testing knives a little differently at times. We're going to do some long use, some all-day type review type stuff. How does it hold up for a whole day and not just a couple hours? That kind of thing. Now, CPM 3V, I absolutely adore. I really do. And I'll say this too, guys. I banged on this edge a good bit. I got home from work and went straight to it and just started doing some different things. Like I said, DJ reprofiled it for me, and this is that polypropylene rope. The thing that I like the most about this knife, if you want the truth, and this is counterintuitive of the channel, because we focus mainly on function, I just like the way the damn thing looks. Everything lines up. It checks all the boxes for me. It has a really nice, aggressive look to it. It's comfortable in hand. It's well balanced. It's very controllable. If you go to that fencing grip, and y'all know I use that a lot, if you go into a stabbing grip, and that's one way that y'all know that I like holding knives, I'll hold them hammer grip first and turn over to a stab. You can manipulate this knife very, very easily. It's light, it's fast, it's sharp, it does everything it needs to do. And looking at the clip point, looking at that swedge, that's, while it is swedged down, it's probably, I'd say it's an 1/8 inch thick. So it's pretty thick swedge. And then like I said, having it reprofiled, DJ took off a little bit behind the edge, so it does make it, mine's a little more slicey, a little thinner. I noticed that my SK5 version was a lot more slicier. Now that VG1, I'll do a video on it. I got to send it to get the thing totally reprofiled. That, I'll be honest with you, that VG1's super tough to sharpen for me. And I don't have the patience. I'd like DJ to put a new edge on it. It is not VG10, it is VG1. And I'd like to get DJ to sharpen that thing up because it's ultra tough. Shit, I can't speak. Come on, Scab. Right here, we're showing some sliciness. And what I decided to do, guys, with this particular video is, like I said, more of an overview, right? I might take it with me to work tomorrow. I might stab a few tires, or I'm sorry, today, because this is coming out at 2 p.m. I filmed this last night. I wanted to do some chops. I dropped 3 fingers off the back to get a little more leverage. Get some good, hard downward chops. Now, guys, if you were paying attention, I batoned right through a knot, okay? So it has rained, yes, it softened up the wood, but it didn't soften up that knot. So we did a little bit of chopping, not a ton, a little bit of batoning, not a ton, a lot of cutting, a lot of slicing. I think 3 or 4 times I go and slice, and I'm still working on my lighting, so I apologize. There's that 2-inch ratchet strap. It blew right through there. If you're new, I do a lot with a ratchet strap for my hunters, for my trappers, for my guys like that, because I believe that ratchet strap hide, it's pretty much its next level, man. And if a knife can glide through it or take care of it, I believe it can take care of most hides here in the United States. Maybe wrong, have been wrong most of my life, but I believe it can. You see right there the transition from one grip to the other. Again, that's one of my most favorite things about this knife. Right there, we're gonna grab hard in a stabbing position and just pull. Really, truly, honestly, I thought it might rub. I thought it might be a little bit of a hot spot because of the knobs in the handle, and they're there for grip in case you get sweaty or whatever. But honestly, unless my hands are just starting to lose all dexterity and feeling, it really didn't bother me. I'm being honest with you. I can feel the grip, like I'm gripping the knife now, right now as I'm narrating. And as I just kind of rotate the knife in my hand, I can feel it, but it's not, and it looks aggressive, but it's not aggressive. It's not as aggressive feeling in hand. The other question that I've been asked on this knife and on the Tonto and anything else with the Crayex, is my handle loosened? I have not had that problem, but I can only deal with the knife in my hand, okay? I know a lot of guys say that handle loosens up. If this one loosens up, I might send it to like D-Bat or Cap and get some micarta handle scales for it, something like that. But so far, they've stayed on pretty good. Again, I've heard that from several folks. I can only deal with the one in my hand and the couple that I've had. But again, not a super ton of use on them. So that's one thing. That's why I want to do more of a long-term review. The other thing that I'm feeling on the back, I don't believe, and I may be wrong, but that does not feel like a true 90. I don't think it would take a lot to put a 90-degree spine on this. I would say if you are a hunter, If you are a trapper, if you're something like that and you like the looks of this knife, I would suggest maybe going with the SK5, the carbon, for the simple fact it's a lot easier to sharpen in the field unless you have a really good skill set. Some folks do, okay? So before everybody hits, you know, skip it. I know, y'all are sharpening whizzes, everyone, but I'm not. I'm just saying, CPM 3V, that VG1, a lot more difficult to sharpen than the SK5. The SK5, for being in the field, sharpened up very quickly, and it'd be a little easier maybe to put that 90-degree spine on if you care about that. That's just some thoughts that I had. The balance point on this knife is right where the handle, where the blade goes into the handle. That's the best way I know to say it. It's hard to really nail down. I mean, it's in that vicinity, but to me, it's a very, very well balanced knife. Again, I love that clip point. I love the look of the knife. What do I think overall? I'll tell you the truth. This little demonstration, just going through it again, really kind of reaffirmed to me that this is, in my opinion, well, let me put it this way. This is my best cold steel fixed blade. Let me do some shout outs. Donnie B all day, my brother from another mother. Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife, Grugsy, Legion Tactical. My guy, Pete, the Jersey Knife Guy. Go check him out, man. Check out Pistol Pete and check out the Angry Jackalope. Check out Charles Jones, the Redneck Nerd. Check out Brandon Thrasher. Guys, listen, I love y'all. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Badass Knife. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son. Happy Friday.